New data shows this unlikely region is dominating the legal pot market. Who could it be? The new markets emerge every year as cannabis legalization spreads across America. And for years, the West Coast was considered the undisputed weed leader. When the East Coast started to come online, there were high hopes, no pun intended, it would match that energy. But the coasts have seemingly faltered, whether due to shaky rollouts or declining sales. However, one unexpected region has quietly emerged as the new marijuana market leader, the Midwest. Let's go Midwest. Most people wouldn't consider flyover country a dominating force in cannabis, but the numbers don't lie. Michigan recently overtook California as the #1 weed state by sales per capita, selling more than 22 million cannabis products in March alone. Illinois has also seen consistent year-over-year growth, already hitting $1 billion in sales this year, 2 weeks earlier than it did in 2023. Meanwhile, here in Minnesota, the booming hemp-derived THC market is bringing in $130 million in sales annually. THC drinks are now sold at grocers, liquor stores, and served on tap. And this popularity has led to other states taking a leap of faith in the hopes of cashing in. There are a number of theories as to why the Midwest is experiencing a marijuana boom. Cannabis consultant Hirsch Jane believes Michigan is beating California thanks to its lower prices and wider availability. Quote, in Michigan, blue-collar people can afford cannabis products at a price that is affordable to them, and they don't have to drive hours to do so, Jane recently told SF Gate. Illinois, which has some of the highest cannabis prices in the country, likely has its neighbors to thank for its success. Bordering states Wisconsin, Iowa, and Indiana do not have legal weed, instead heading into the land of Lincoln for their precious pot. Wisconsinites spent a staggering $121 million on Illinois cannabis in 2022 alone. The popularity of cannabis beverages in Minnesota was an unexpected development, but in hindsight makes perfect sense. First, the ability of craft beer brands to segue into THC is wholly unique, as is the widespread availability of the products. With a heavy drinking culture, weed bevies are a familiar entry point to cannabis for folks who may eschew smoking or vaping. Minnesota's adult use market is expected to launch fully next year. Analysts predict the land of 10,000 lakes will hit $1.5 billion in sales by the end of the decade. It's unclear whether the opening of recreational dispensaries will hurt hemp-derived THC sales, but local operators are seemingly unbothered. John Dugas, owner of Superior Molecular, and a Minnesota-based manufacturer of cannabis emulsion, aka the liquid weed in weed drinks, believes there will always be a place for so-called low-dose hemp-derived products. Quote, consumers will continue to buy drinks along with new products like vapes because of the way the state mainstreamed the market from the start, Dugas explained to Green State. Because Minnesota did not confine cannabis to dispensaries, we expect the new market to have less impact on the beverage category than if they would have launched at the same time. The Midwest may not be what people think when they consider weed. That may be changing as the region continues its meteoric rise in the marijuana marketplace. America's heartland is defying expectations as an example of legal weed done right, one state at a time. All right, Rachelle Gordon reporting for Green State. What do you guys think about this? Midwest folks, we're smoking pot and we're loving it.
Well, you got to find something to do out there, right? Because, I mean, doesn't it get a bit cold? Also, the Juicy Lucy sounds great when you're stoned.
I mean, Missouri
yes.
is...
Oh, my God.
No, Missouri is eating everyone's lunch. Every single state. There's no other state, I think, that has a better market than Missouri currently right now.
Me and Rachelle were about to bond over the Juicy Lucy.
Cute.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, fuck Missouri. But no, seriously, like they are. Missouri's, it's crazy. And so is Michigan. Like, and I anticipate Minnesota to do the same once more dispensaries open up. But
well,
even just the hemp-derived market.
Oh, sorry, Rachelle.
Tell us about the problems.
Oh, you want to hear the problems? They're finding some weird shit in their weed, and they're allowing some substances in there that probably shouldn't be in there, something that you're consuming, especially combusting first. So maybe we'll cover that later in the week.
I mean, we have covered a few stories out of Missouri. They have had a few things. They had the whole distillate debacle with the hemp-derived distillate.
It's because the water out there is tainted with meth.
We call it misery for a reason.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
That's Oklahoma, dude. No, I was kidding.
You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy.
Shout out to the Ozarks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, Missouri's eating everyone's lunch. I think everybody knows it. That's where people are actually getting some money. And good job for them for, showing New York how to do it, I guess. But nonetheless, we're going to go to a commercial.
Shout out to cannabis beverages. They're continuing to rise, Jason.
No, they're not. Cans are getting crushed.
All right.
After they get smashed.